And let's go. Set my skills. I think I can just set everything pretty much. I'm not gonna set the one thing, I think. That basically. Yeah, that just seems like it would make the closing argument too easy. So I'm not sure I want to use it. Otherwise, I don't really care. I don't think I want to make this the action harder. I failed enough last time as it is.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Who done it?
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That
cool.
Masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
It was a pretty crappy game.
Who cares about that game?
The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer.
I don't know.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case.
Some of us have not beaten that game. Give us a detailed explanation.
It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too.
Some of us are characters in a video game?
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
Girl A through E and boy F. Yeah. Character the player is able to control is girl A.
I see!
Because she was kind of eh.
Girl A is probably Mikan Tsumiki.
Yeah, because she acted like that.
That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names in the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Why am I in a video game? That's an infringement of my right to privacy.
Probably send that away.
A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights.
Jesus, Yoga.
Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too. Huh?
Was it B?
I see!
I feel like it was B.
Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably Hiyoko.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me.
Yeah, because you're so tall and so...
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C.
Hyper energetic and unique. Ibuki... Yeah, probably Ibuki. Monokuma.
I see!
Girl D was
C
Mahiru.
is
She was
Ibuki.
taking pictures.
I'll see? Then I'll see you next Tuesday. Let's move on to Girl D.
Yep.
I see!
Girl D is Mahiru, the victim in this case.
Yeah, that's correct. let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F.
Huh. Ibuki, Sato. I don't remember the guys as well, to be honest. Ryuhiko's the, like, gangsta, I think.
I see!
I mean, he's the only guy on that
Aren't
list.
you Guy F, Fuyuhiko?
Huh. I was in a game? That's fucking stupid.
That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu?
Another person?
The sister.
It was one of the names on the staff roll. The names were Sumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Mioda, Sato, Kuzuryu, and then another Kuzuryu.
Hold on! Why do you keep saying there were two Kuzuryus?
Because his sister was killed.
It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll. Since you beat the game, you probably know what this actually means, right?
Yeah. I don't remember if you... I don't know if it's little or older.
Damn it!
I can prove it with this.
Oh yeah, because
In
Guy
the
F had a
game,
little
Guy
sister.
F,
That's why.
Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister.
What do you mean, little sister?
This is what Guy F said in the game. It's pretty clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister.
Yep.
Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice.
By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably noticed, right?
The victim.
I see!
The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of.
Based on Guy F's tone in the game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister.
Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you've got there.
Yeah, I feel like he cares about his little sister.
Winning personality? Are you praising me?
I was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Hey, you said the game is a work of non-fiction. That means Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
Yep.
Yeah, I have a little sister. Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality.
It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true events. That's why it's the motive.
Don't go making shit up, bastard! If she was the type to die easily, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago.
Probably
I
did.
mean, when I first entered Hope Speak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual and sent me off. It happened just the other day.
About that, you're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet!
I see. So you're never gonna accept that that game is based on true events, huh?
I mean, he
Okay.
probably shouldn't.
I understand your
It's kinda
attitude
hard.
toward this class trial now.
Just accept that your sister's dead.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping
Yeah,
stone.
that's a bit too simple.
That's why. I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer.
Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
Yes, he does act weird. You should know this right
Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
now. Oh, we didn't technically say girl A.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl D is Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko. And the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
Are you sure?
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato.
Could it be? The same Miss Sato who likes white rice?
I don't know what Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's
So,
relevant to this case.
Sato killed Fuyuhiko's little sister?
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
Huh.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Huh? What do you mean, mystery of the game?
My, you don't know. I heard that Girl E got killed.
Did she though?
No way!
Girl D got killed,
that
actually.
True?
Getting killed is so violent, don't you know?
My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
I'm
You
confused.
guys are definitely friends.
Yeah.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct?
Then let's hurry up and solve it. Let's first figure out why Girl E was killed.
Because she killed first girl?
I see.
The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game.
Which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl. What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister.
You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all. But
What?
is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim?
In order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance. Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans. Classic
much.
dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play is a basic.
We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case.
Then, I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of glass breaking.
And then that girl E.
Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there. But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the 5 of them were finally able to go inside, they found the victim's body, dead from a blow to the head. Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there. The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that.
Was the window broken in the first place?
Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert. How does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
Obviously. Girlie was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
That's what it
Did she
sounds
lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
like.
Which means Girlie was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
Can we though?
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girlie broke the window and escaped,
But she met them.
and sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
No.
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting if she tried to do that.
Then, forget this!
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
Yeah. She broke the vase. I don't know why the window's broken though. School swimsuit, entrance hall photo, broken vase photo. Okay, broken vase. Victim's crime scene, Girlie's crime scene.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
Okay, what were the controls exactly? Handbook. Y is to fire. RB is to concentrate. Okay.
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
No.
So how did Girlie get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room from outside, you need to go through the entrance hall.
Yep.
Plus, at the entrance hall, the other 4 girls should have been there.
Well, I mean, they'd
At
be
the
on
entrance
their way
hall,
up.
the girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
No, that's wrong! First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
Yep.
If it wasn't the window, then what broke to make that sound?
A vase.
Yep.
Vase? How low can you go?
After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room.
So the sound of breaking glass that the 4 girls heard wasn't the music room's window.
It was the
It
sound
was
of
the
the
sound
vase.
of the vase breaking. Probably.
Probably.
Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the 4 girls met in the entrance hall. Girl E killed the victim in the music room, broke the window, and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room.
That's what it sounds like.
All she had to do was break the vase in the next door classroom as the 4 girls met by the entrance hall.
To make them think the murder had just occurred and that the killer had just escaped.
Yep.
So, when the 4 of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see. Now the mystery has been solved.
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the murder weapon was yet!
I don't even know what the murder weapon was.
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was.
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end!
What the heck? You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit.
I don't know if there's a bathroom.
Which means I'll feel disgusting.
You're the disgusting one.
Didn't he just say that?
The weapon is pretty unconventional. The answer was revealed in the game, though. Now then, will you guys be able to figure it out?
Oh, maybe this? So I guess it's broken fish tank. Well, is this gonna be a hangman? Oh no. Okay. Gundam Tanaka. Okay.
A weapon inside the music room, huh?
That's the most logical conclusion.
What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
Good question.
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had blood stains.
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it?
Oh.
She beat her to death with her fists!
A weapon inside the music.
I mean, it can be with the fist because it technically didn't appear in the game. I guess Girlie's fists technically appeared in the game. So I have the fish tank. I have the fish tank, the escape route, the school swimsuit.
What about broken glass?
Maybe the
Isn't
gravel in
the
the
cause
school
of death a
swimsuit?
blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
I agree with that. I got it. The killer must have used gravel to attack the victim.
My goodness. I got it right. And I was just throwing things out there.
Just as I thought! I'm chosen by the gods!
You're not chosen at all. And gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon.
Alone?
What if the gravel was put inside some sort of bag?
A bag? What kind of bag?
That's what I'm
If the
saying.
weapon is something that appeared in the game, then so is the bag. And the only thing I can think of is the school swimsuit. If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
Yep.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the ace attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea!
But for
Phoenix
the
would probably come
killer,
up with it.
it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone. To make people think the killer is some pervert, it makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen.
Yep.
And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it'd have to be disposed of later.
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
But the real important talk begins now. Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D.
You're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it.
Uh-huh.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it, and they ended up getting into an argument.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. And from there, she couldn't go back. I somewhat understand that feeling.
You can? That's
Yes.
pretty scary.
That's pretty scary.
But
Coming from the
Girl E
ultimate
was
nurse.
also killed by someone on the 4th day, or the game's last day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E?
Yeah. Guy F is the most logical conclusion.
I see!
But it's a bit
Should
simple.
have been Guy F.
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister.
But Guy F is...
What? It's just a story in a video game, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
Girl E
all
wasn't
you
dead,
can say.
so it can't be
If that
non-fiction.
game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you.
Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
No, everyone had their memory swiped.
That is, I'm terribly sorry, but
They don't remember. That's obvious. Because their school memories were like totally
You
stolen.
know, you said you
even
could
if I
come
don't
back.
remember, I already know. It's obvious that guy is the killer.
No.
No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Fuyuhiko.
Well, they killed
Girl
Peko
E
in the
and
game, not
Mahiru were
Mahiru.
killed by that guy.
You sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now.
It's just too
But
obvious.
does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated.
I don't know about unrelated. What about...
I can prove it with this. I'm not sure the two events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game.
They want to frame Fuyuhiko.
As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house,
Oh.
and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim.
Huh.
Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
You better cut that out right now! There is no way a stupid game could be the motive!
It is.
You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge!
No, Hiyoko, that's too obvious. That's why someone else
If you
killed
keep
her
making up your
to
mind
frame
like
him.
that, we're just going to go around in circles. And it's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious, but don't you think that'd be too obvious?
Yeah, the killer obviously is trying to frame him.
I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer.
Trap? What do you mean?
The true killer played that game, and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters.
They knew we'd assume it
That
was
person
Fuyuhiko.
could be using that knowledge to try to set up Fuyuhiko.
Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover?
Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko?
Oh god.
Huh?
Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer.
She's pretty damn suspicious.
What is this? can only laugh. What are you even saying, you nasty toilet-clogging bitch?
You left from the beach. Metal bed, trash can, shower room, iron bird window. I'm not sure if she could actually kill them.
What are you saying, you four-eyed troll? Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hyoko? Do you know where Hyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
But I didn't go to the beach house.
Footprints, so
I
you
was
probably
wishing
shoot that
Mr.
bit.
Ants all day.
Yeah.
What are you saying, you accusing me of... You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hyoko? Do you know where Hyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
But I didn't go to the beach house.
No, that's wrong! Wait a minute. You should have been at the beach house, Hyoko.
Yeah.
Seriously, I told you I didn't.
We literally saw you running away from it.
These footprints in the sand in front of the beach house. Aren't they yours?
I don't have such ugly footprints. They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are. Don't decide that based on ugliness.
Huh. They're not Hyoko's footprints? That's strange. The footprint I collected from your room matches these footprints perfectly.
That's still creepy, F Nagito.
Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo!
Plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different entrance.
A different entrance? Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was leaning against?
Are you saying
That's the only
when that
entrance.
person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet?
The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left. Which means something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hyoko?
Ah! I remember now! I remember when I went to the beach house!
Of course you do.
So you finally decided to confess.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine.
I've never heard of that daily routine before.
And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk.
So happy.
I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case at all.
Don't believe her so easily, dumbass. She's obviously lying.
Obviously.
Huh?
It's a lie?
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves.
Probably also true.
If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying?
A third person saw the body before I did.
There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys would be able to do that.
Huh.